Welcome to San Francisco, the home of Watch Dogs 2. It's where it takes place. You guys brought Watch Dogs to my hometown. One thing I noticed about Watch Dogs 2 is that it's a whole lot more fun with friends. What are you guys going to be introducing with multiplayer in Watch Dogs 2?
One thing we wanted to do is make sure that we embrace more of the possibilities that Seamless can do in an open world. So yes, we still have like the ability to invade other players and be sneaky and that kind of stuff. But on top of that, now you can cross another player. Just like that, he's another member of DedSec, and then just on the press of a button, you're in co-op, and you can do stuff together, like combine drones with stealth approach, or hacking car with like shooting while driving and stuff like that. Or you can go full-blown PvP. So one thing we wanted to explore is what if, like, when cops are after you, instead of always making them harder and harder and harder, maybe at some point, like, other players can join in dynamically and just out of the bat, just seamlessly like that, create a multiplayer PvP mode. And that's really cool. So when you start messing around with a bounty hunter mode, which is exactly that, then there's all sorts of things that can happen. If you're the target of cops plus 2 other players, then you can end up to decide, like, you know what, I'm going to hold ground, and then you're kind of feeling like you're playing a King of the Hill mode. Or you flee, and it feels like you have the flag and everybody's on your ass. Or like you get into a place where you have a good advantage to fight, and now it feels like a deathmatch. So you never know what is going to happen. It depends what the target does. It depends if the target know it was going to happen because he provoked it, or if it happens seamlessly. So you never know what's going to turn out to be like happening in the city. So that's what Emergence is all about. And we like the Seamless to be the extension of what Emergent is, because it's cool to do Emergent AI, but there's nothing quite like other players to surprise you.
Is that how Bounty Hunter mode is going to work? It's just going to be you trigger it, and then whatever you do sort of decides the playstyle, or is there going to be something where I can jump into Bounty Hunter mode and specify exactly what I want to happen?
It's pretty much like all over the globe. So you could have it happen without prediction, like just because you were having cops on you, and when it reached level 3 of EAT, then suddenly we start matchmaking other players to jump in. So in those cases, you cannot really prepare the situation. You have no idea it's going to happen. Other times, you can just ask for bounty and give yourself as a target. And by doing that, then you have more control over when you press that button. So you can say, I'm going to go on the rooftop of a building, prepare my drones. I'm going to be in co-op with one of my friends, and he's going to be he's sniping from another building, and we're going to prepare and make more followers by trying to hold ground as long as we can against cop and the other players. So it's up to the players to kind of decide how it's going to feel. The one who are jumping and trying to hunt and help the cops, they never know what they're going to get. Like, they're going to discover when they arrive there.
And how have you guys improved upon the different ways of hacking? Because there's tons of ways out there. I know my credit card company lets me know every time it happens. But how have you guys improved upon that?
I think the one thing that you need to do is give more options per tools. So it's not about just having a lot more. It's about making sure there's more depth on each of them. So I talked about having more analog tools. That's one way. Another way is to ask yourself, what are the elements you should be able to hack? In the first game, we had a lot of infrastructure manipulations, which are great, but they're static. So we wanted to make sure we could give you opportunity no matter where you are. So it was obvious to explore better ways of messing around with other NPCs and also every car around you. So hacking every car is very useful. On top of that, like, every AI could become an advantage to you. You could call the cops on people, turning them into criminals. You can bring like crying rivals and generate gang wars just out of the fun of it. So starting to feed the frenzy of battles of AI versus AI just to create the diversion and to make someone have a hard time just to help you out, like beat him. So these kind of opportunity creates a lot more surprises and a lot more possibilities. The other thing is we've recrafted a bit how hacking works. We added some sort of a mana system, so the botnet, which is kind of a good metaphor of how hacking works. So the more hardware power you got, the better you are. So as you get more followers, you can decide to spend your research point on new exploits that you can do, or spend it on more botnets, so more mana. And yes, you can, if you really push the limits of progression, you can get to a point where you can almost hack a car endlessly. What's cool with that is when you're at the end of the game and you look back at the hacker you was at the beginning, the same tool is a lot more powerful when you can do it a lot more. And you also feel the difference when someone invades your game and he has endless hacking on cars and you don't. You're like, oh my god, like it feels like you have Magneto on your ass, like throwing every car at you. So it creates a pretty nice curve of progression to add more depth into the game.
Well, there's tons of surprises, tons of possibilities, and it's up to you to hack through my city, San Francisco, and Watch Dogs 2.
Holy fuck, this is awesome.
You can poop your pants later, man. Because we are just getting started. Hey, thanks for checking out that video on our EPN channel. It's just one small part of the things that we make around here. So if you liked it, don't forget to check out some of our other vids and hit that subscribe button.